Are price controls good or bad? Again, to be efficient, a market must maximize consumer and producer surplus. Now we're going to look at a price ceiling. So the price ceiling goes below equilibrium, and the price cannot go any higher. So it's almost like you're hitting your head. So there's their price ceiling. It's below equilibrium. The quantity, again, goes from equilibrium quantity down to the price ceiling quantity. Here is the consumer surplus. There is the producer surplus, and then there again is the deadweight loss. Deadweight loss of consumer surplus and producer surplus. It's inefficient. So in this case, you do a price ceiling, and that is typically to help consumers because the prices is too high. One of the most famous examples of a price ceiling is rent control in New York City, where the average rent for, say, a single bedroom apartment in Manhattan might be $2,000, $2,500 per month. Your price ceiling would be, well, workers can't afford that. Middle class people can't afford that. Even workers just can't afford $2,500, $2,000 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. So they'll make it $1,000 or $1,500. They'll make it less where people could afford that. So what happens in this case is there's obviously a shortage. People demand this amount and they're provided this amount. So there's a lot of people that do not get them. Also, in this case with apartments, they're not kept up as much. They're not cleaned enough. They're not, serviced enough because their rent is lower than it should be. So people are paying less than what the market is. So the landlords don't have the incentive to update and upkeep the apartment. But you do see there is this reduction in consumer surplus and producer surplus. So this is not efficient. So there is this deadweight loss that people would actually pay. Consumers would actually get this. And there's less apartments being rented at this price. So there is a shortage. There's less quantity that's done. This is not an efficient marketplace, but basically government will do this to help consumers in some case where they think the prices are too high at the regular market price, and they'll say, no, we're going to make it lower. Doesn't happen all the time. We don't have a lot of, price ceilings, but it's something that happened during World War I, World War II, and we could always have that in the future.